Splash Cars is a very simplistic arcade racing game that's all about painting the town your colour. It's great fun, it's 1 to 4 players, although I've primarily played this on single player mode, and although it's simple, I really got into it and enjoyed playing it, although I can appreciate it might be a bit niche. In Splash Cars you play in 25 isometric levels which start off entirely monochrome, and your car exhausts are basically paint. So as you go around, whatever you've just driven behind you gets coloured in as you go. Getting close to buildings, they get coloured in. And as you're doing this, your percentage of the coloured in of your map increases. You need to be able to hit certain percentages to be able to then unlock the next levels as you continue on through the single player campaign. But you need to do this before either A, you run out of fuel and you'll need to collect fuel tokens as you go around, and B, you don't smash your car to 100% damage. And one of the key things that triggers this is the fact that there's always police cars chasing you around inside each level as you go. Those cars seem to be actually quite well balanced in terms of AI, because quite often I was like, they're faster than me, so I'll try and get round some corners and outrun them. But they'll find alternative routes around in between fences and around houses to basically try and square you off against each other. And I was like, oh no, as it happens. There's also the cool idea that there's also tractors and road sweepers that will actually wipe away your paint as you go along. However, if you get close to them, you can colour them in too, and they work as like little allies going out and painting parts of the map that you haven't got to yet. However, if you crash into them or cause them problem, they'll respawn in monochrome again and start to undo all of the hard work that you've done. As you go through this game, you'll also be collecting coins and these blue little cards, and you can use these to unlock and then buy better cars with bigger fuel tanks and higher top speeds. And what that allows you to do is to be able to go further, longer, faster, so that you can uncover more of the map as you go along. And as the maps get bigger and more complicated and the percentage needing to be completed for you to then progress increases, that's kind of where the gameplay loop comes in. You don't necessarily have to grind for things, but there is a small bit of repetition where you'll want to get the better cars and go back to previous maps so that you can increase the percentage and get all that you can that's to offer out of Splash Cars. Another fine thing that they've put in here is loads of different power-ups too. So there's one that's a magnet that pulls all of the fuel and coins directly in towards you within a radius. There's a boost. There's one that makes your car grow slightly bigger, so therefore you're covering more surface of the paint where it's spewing out your exhaust. There's also a cool power-up that turns you into a tank, and then that fires colour pellets randomly to paint stuff off, but also it just means that you're covering a bigger, chunkier area, albeit going slowly. All of this is great fun in single player mode. Where it then takes an extra twist is when you go into multiplayer mode, because this is basically trying to see who paints the most of the map first, and it can be 1 to 4 players locally, and it really plays out quite nicely as you try to beat each other to try and get around the map and control more of the map with your own colour yourself. It's niche. It does the one trick, but it does it exceptionally well. The game handles well. I think it looks decent. It plays well. It feels like Mobile Port Plus, although I don't believe this came out on mobile first. And I don't mean that as like a derogatory term. It just feels nice and simplistic and easy to pick up and play, but with a really good, neat gameplay mechanic trick that keeps you coming back for more and more and more. So yeah, I recommend this one. Small doses. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to do a 3-hour binge on Splash Cars, because you will be bored out of your mind. But this is a good, fun time waster to pick up and drop for 10 minutes at a time and really enjoy yourself and then see the progression as you go through. Written review over on higherplanegames.com. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.